Hi guys, it's your Island Girl and I'm back with another one for you today. And today I'm checking out British tribute to 9/11 and the UK honors the 20th anniversary of 9/11. So it's gonna be in two videos. These videos came in as a request, a recommendation for me to check out, and I'm like, you know what? Let me check these out. I remembered when this happened. I was just finishing high school. Yep, I was just finishing high school, and geez, I thought it was a joke at first because you hear him like the U.S. Nah, not that can't happen. No way, no how. And then when you saw the actual footage, you know, your heart, if anybody at all, as for me, my heart sank because I'm like, this is crazy. And I at the time I was like, can you imagine those who were affected by it? You understand? I had loved ones that you just my heart I still have that funny feeling in the pit of my stomach watching. I remember visually the footage that I watch. I used to don't want to talk about, but every time I talk about it, I have this funny feeling in the pit of my stomach. I was pretty young back then. Jeez, yeah, this was just a trying time for anybody. A matter of fact, because if you don't, the only way you don't have any form of feeling towards, I don't feel any way if you don't have any heart. Pretty much, that's how I see it. Those innocent life just taken by, yeah. So we're going to get right into this one. So if you're new here, welcome. Let me know what you'd like me to check out next. Thank you so much for this recommendation. Put that in the comment section. Your girl got you. I will definitely check it out. With that said, come on in. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and thank you for clicking on this one. Let's get into this video. Here we go right about now, because I've never seen this British tribute at all to this. Here we go.
Richard Bilton reports.
It was a unique gesture. In a show of support, the Queen broke with tradition. Changing of the guard was altered for the first time. Thousands gathered, quietly joining in as the band played the American national anthem. And after the cheers, a silence, a pause to think of those touched by this tragedy. As what has happened sinks in, here in Britain, emotion and despair are increasingly on display. Thousands of people in this country have been caught up in this tragedy. In terms of victims, this is the worst terrorist atrocity to hit Britain. And throughout today, here in the grounds of the American Embassy, people have been arriving to pay their respects.
I want to give support if I can. I want just to be here so that they know the British people are thinking of them.
I'm grieving. I want to be with people that are grieving. I need to get home so I can go to funeral.
Damn. Whoa. It's crazy. I know it's been so long, but like I said, just sitting here watching this, it brings me back to that time when I saw it. Like I said, families ripped apart from stupidness. It's been so many years and it still hits. Just looking at, ooh, damn.
Reported to us as being missing.
This new bureau has been set up at Scotland Yard to help coordinate the search for the missing. 100 British people are known to have died. Hundreds more are unaccounted for. A cabinet minister has been appointed by the Prime Minister to help relatives here.
the suffering of families facing the uncertainty about what's happened to their loved ones is absolutely dreadful. And that's why we have to do everything possible to ease some of the burden of responsibility and worrying about the whole range of practical issues.
No section of the community has been hit harder than the city. Another silence today in London's financial district. So many colleagues still lost.
Really felt quite unreal, and I think the full impact of this will not really get through to people for maybe weeks or months in some cases.
And many individuals are trapped in a terrible waiting game. Trudy Freeman has still not heard from her former husband, the father of her children, who worked on the 105th floor of the first building to be hit.
Yeah, I just feel that I'm not doing too much, although, I'm searching on the internet. I can't physically go around, look at the hospitals and try and find him, especially if he has no ID on him or he's unconscious somewhere. So I just really want to get out there and just physically search for him.
The attack was on another country thousands of miles away, but it is having a terrible effect on so many people, so many lives here in Britain. Richard Bilton, BBC News.
Damn. You see the devastation when people do dumb stuff. When people do dumb stuff, man. They rip apart families. And I know in my hearts of hearts that every year go by at that time. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. Like I said, especially for those who lost a loved one, couldn't even find a body, or in a position of there's a helplessness. They can't leave from where they were to go and help and search. And then in that chaos, it didn't make any sense. So even who could be there? Because it's so chaotic. My heart sank just looking at how the British people gather and mourn with those who are mourning. They show empathy towards others. I had no clue that this took place, and the Queen, may she rest in peace, took the time out to at least acknowledge what was going on, play the national anthem, and offers reverence of silence for those who were impacted. And then they went out and go out and make sure that facilities are there to help their citizens who are in a limbo waiting to hear something. Man. This really hits hard. I honestly did not expect to react this way, to be honest with you. Let's look at this one as well.
Of the nearly 3,000 people who lost their lives on September 11, 67 were British victims. A memorial service was held at London's Olympic Park, while the Queen paid tribute in a message sent to US President Joe Biden.
20 years on from our greatest ally's greatest tragedy, this was a very British way to mark the anniversary of 9/11. The sound of the Star-Spangled Banner at Windsor Castle, part of a special changing of the guard ceremony. It accompanied a message from the Queen to Joe Biden, celebrating the strength of those who responded to the call of duty and those who stayed to rebuild. My visit to the site of the World Trade Center in 2010 is held fast in my memory. It reminds me that as we honor those from many nations, faiths, and backgrounds who lost their lives, we also pay tribute to the resilience and determination of the communities who joined together to rebuild.
Yep.
At the event was the acting US ambassador, moved by a gesture of friendship, solidarity, and unity.
It's almost hard to find words to reflect upon what that means to us and the importance of the US, UK, United States, United Kingdom, united together as friends and as allies. And for that, we are immensely grateful.
At the Olympic Park, a charred chunk of metal taken from Ground Zero was a backdrop for an afternoon of remembrance. There were 67 British victims that day, including John Egan's father Michael and Aunt Christy.
At that moment, I saw the planes hitting the towers crumbling, replay, and quickly realize that my life in the world was going to be changed forever.
They watched as the Prime Minister said, the spectre of terrorism has only served to strengthen transatlantic ties.
But while the terrorists impose their burden of grief and suffering, and while the threat persists today, we can now say, with the perspective of 20 years, that they failed to shake our belief in freedom and democracy.
Here and across the country, a mixture of young and old came together to reflect on a moment that has helped to shape the world we live in today. Sir Richard Dearlove was head of the MI6 at the time of the attack, and he hopes it continues to provide a lesson for years to come.
I hope that a lot of young people today will know enough about what happened to reflect on the significance of having commemorations and understand, why we have to make a determined effort to root out extremism.
That's so true.
Thinking about the present, today was a reminder September 11th, 2001 lives on in the hearts and minds of people on both sides of the Atlantic. Shingi.
It's with a heavy heart that I watch this. Like I said before, can you imagine? I saw the young man talking about watching the replay. Just there, watch replay and know that his life and the lives of many were changed in that moment. And the love and support that was given was amazing. That I can say across the world, it was amazing. And I love the message that the Queen sent. And the fact that they're telling us in this, we need to remember this so we can stomp out extremism. The world has changed from 9/11 to 2001. That day has not been looked upon when it comes on to extremism. It has never been looked upon that way again. The love was poured out. The support was poured out. And for that, I am truly grateful for even 20 years later, we're still showing love and remembering what took place and letting the loved ones know that we're still here, we're still thinking of them. That's amazing. To me, it's truly amazing. And I know there was so much that took place in that time. And they're still hurt, like I said, their loved ones still hurt until today from what took place. But let us not forget what happened. Let us continue to remember what took place so we can stamp out all this madness whenever time trouble arises. And the fact that they are friends and allies with Britain, it just seals the deal as well to show that the love between two nations is still there too as well. That's my 2 cents. I'm sorry for crying, guys, but I was like, I don't know how people can sit and watch this and don't have no form of emotion. That makes no sense to me. It's like, yeah, it cuts deep. It's your Island Girl, and I'm heading out of here. Love you guys. Don't forget to keep the requests coming. Leave them in the comment section. I'll definitely get to them, guys. Don't forget to give this one a big thumbs up. Be good. Be kind. Love each other. Put a smile on your face. You never know what a smile will do for someone. Love you guys, and I'll catch you guys in another one. Bye.